Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Wish someone would lead the woman from our first story through the whole store without finding what she needed, each aisle saying, "Well, I don't work here, but let's look down here." And at every end, not find the vegan section. See how she likes it. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Woman decides to yell at me for not knowing where vegan section is. I go grocery shopping late at night, 1 to 2 a.m., because I attend college during the day and there are fewer people shopping at night. I decided to go to ShopRite because it's open 24 hours. I go in, grab a cart, and quickly go to the water section to grab about 8 to 10 gallons of water because I drink a lot of water a week and I have 3 cats. After that, I go to the deli section to look at meats to make sandwiches. I grab some roasted turkey and some provolone. I see hummus in the fridge section near the deli meats and check the selection out, along with some smoked salmon. I grab some assorted bread and a pack of cookies. Then the thought hit me. I still have Amazon Prime, so I have access to Prime Pantry. I can just get the water delivered, and the water costs only 80 cents per gallon through Prime Pantry anyways. I go back to the water section and start putting the gallons of water back. I understand how she could have mistook me for an employee, but then again I have my purse and other groceries in the cart. As I'm putting the last of the waters away, I hear this lady tell me to hurry up. I'm thinking I must be in her way, so I quickly put the gallon down and stand up. I turn to see her just glaring at me. These may not be the exact words that were said, but are along the lines of what was said. This happened a few days ago. Lady, who looks to be in her late 30s to early 40s, "About time, I need you to bring me to where the vegan section is." Me, "Oh, I don't know where that is, I'm sorry." Lady, "Are you serious? How do you not know?" Me, "I'm not familiar with the setting of this store. Also, I don't..." Lady, "But you work here. I don't care if you're new. Help me find it now. I don't have time to dilly-dally." Me, "I don't work here, but I'm sure if you go down a few aisles..." Lady, "No, stop making excuses. I'm not going to ask some other worker when you're done restocking the water." Me, getting annoyed and walking towards my cart, "You're irritating me. I already told you that I don't work here. Please F off and go find someone that does work here to help you." Lady starts yelling, "You Asians are so lazy. I saw you restocking the water, and now you have the audacity to lie to me? Just help me find the vegan section before I tell your supervisor." I'm too tired for BS, so I just ignore her and grab my cart to walk towards checkout. She then begins to yell some more about how rude I am and that this is why stores shouldn't employ lazy teenagers. I'm not a teenager, though. I'm in my late 20s. I'm at the checkout when I hear the woman's voice screaming, "Lady, that's her. I don't care if she's a kid. I want her fired immediately." I look back to see her standing next to who I assume to be the manager or something. The cashier who's at checkout asks for my card, so I hand her my ShopRite card. I believe this is when it all hit her, and the lady just apologized to the manager and mumbled some stuff. Then she sped off in the opposite direction. To be honest, I was too busy with my own transaction to listen to what she said, but yeah, that was so weird. Cashier asked me what happened, and I'm like, "I don't know." Shrugs. I paid for my stuff and went home. And our second story. I promise I won't give you a second parking ticket. My brother used to be parking enforcement for the city. One day he was approached by a man while ticketing a car parked illegally. The man was upset, of course, at getting the ticket and failed to argue his way out of it, so he tried a new tactic. "Man, isn't it true that once you put a ticket on my car, you can't write any more until I move it?" Bro. As a matter of courtesy, no parking officer will ticket a car a second time while the first ticket is still on the windshield. That way we don't hit you up a second time without giving you a chance to move your car after the first ticket. Man, so I can just leave it here for the rest of the day and you won't put any more tickets on it? Bro, I promise I won't give you a second parking ticket today. Man, then I'm staying here. Bye. With that, the man grabs the ticket and walks off, leaving his illegally parked car behind. My brother promised not to ticket the guy again, and he kept his word. However, upon noticing that the driver had taken his first ticket with him, bro radios for another parking officer to come over and help with his street. So, of course, second parking officer finds the illegally parked car, sees no existing ticket, and therefore writes him a second ticket. Man arrives back later in the day and is livid, goes hunting for brother, finds him. Man, you said you wouldn't ticket me a second time. Bro, I didn't. Who wrote the second ticket? Man, Officer 34. Bro, I'm Officer 22. You can see that on your first ticket. Man, but you said that as a courtesy, no officer would write a second ticket. Bro, sure, I said if they see the first ticket on the windshield, they won't write a second ticket. Did you leave the first ticket in place? Man, no. Bro, so you made it so the second officer had no way of knowing you'd been ticketed already. You can't blame her. And I promised I wouldn't ticket you again, and I kept that promise. I tried to cut you a break, but you did that to yourself. You can try to fight it by saying you didn't see the first ticket, and I can give you the number to call for that, but by removing the first ticket, you can't claim you didn't know about it. I tried to help you, sorry. The man muttered an apology and thanks for trying to help, then disappeared again. Bro and other parking officers shared a good laugh about the guy who failed to game the system on the way back to the station. It's one thing when they're stupid, it's another when they get told how to game the system, then mess it up. And our last story. Say goodbye to the farm where you live illegally. Me and my husband are in a chicken breeding club, German rural city, which provides an allotment garden-like structure. We joined a year ago and we got to know Klaus, an old man who actually lives in one of those said gardens. At first he was very kind, helped out 1 or 2 times, but after a while he got very greedy, telling us to help him in his garden, selling stuff for him on eBay or care for his chickens. Some people said we should keep our distance from him, but we didn't listen. He regularly invited us to drink beer with him, acted like he knew all of town, is well known, and has many connections. But the real thing was, yes, he was known, but for all the bad reasons. We talked to him a lot in the first few months, noticed he's highly addicted to alcohol, and tries to make a dime out of everyone and everything. You know the saying, blood is thicker than water? Not for him. At first he helped us out, for example, with giving us some tools for free or giving us money for working over at his place. Also, we kind of felt bad for him. Living your last days in a garden shed? But after a while, he gave us near to nothing for our work. No money, broken tools, so garbage we had to dispose of. Not even a thank you. He also started to talk to us in a very demanding tone. Old male Karen-like. Instead of messing with him, we started to simply distance us from him. Not doing any more work. His last effort to win us back was to buy 20 illegal plants, WTF dude, and putting them in his garden and showing us. We backed off again as others noticed we didn't hang out with him anymore. They started to tell us how Klaus truly is. He started to live there as soon as another club member, since dead, lost his home and lived on his farm over there. As for the rules of the club, it's not allowed. If he's allowed to, Klaus had to be too. Klaus lived there for 14 years, not because he got homeless or another stroke of bad luck in life, because he wanted to live as inexpensive as possible. We learned he had loads of debt. No wonder, considering how much he drank. We found out this is the case since he was old enough to drink. He tried to rip everyone off of their money since ever. His brother, his best friend, even his wife. Some say if she was still alive, he would sell his own mother. As the weeks went by, we learned more and more about him, that he had done this with nearly everyone who joined the club, not only with us. We saw it too as a new member who's also mentally disabled cut his hedge for him for 16 hours and got $20. And no thank you. Klaus started to dislike the way we stayed out of his way, so his response to that was to talk crap about us. I mean real, full-fledged lies. For example, we would owe him $200. We'd do parties till late at night at the farm. We would hit our dogs. At that last point, we snapped. We bought a drone, made pictures of his illegal plants, and got police involved. Get them before they get you, LOL. Klaus peacefully sat in the club's community house drinking beer, 9 o'clock in the morning, as 10 police officers walked in, going directly into his garden. Little Klaus turned his head around like an owl and immediately stood up and walked outside. He asked one cop, "Hi, can I help you?" and then asked for his name. "Oh, Mr. Kloss, we were actually looking for you," behind the officer talking to him. The other cops raided his farm, not only finding the plants, but discovered themselves he lives there. Living room with obviously used bed, food leftovers, a TV. They asked him where he has his address. He told them the address of his long-deceased brother. They sent a car to this address, but found no clue he could be living there. By the way, he also got money from the state, social benefits, also meant to cover his rent. The rent on this farm is $300 a year. So, huge no-no. Money fraud is one of the worst things you could ever do over here. The cops stayed at his farm for the next 4 hours, collecting evidence. The whole farm surroundings were patrolled by some cops, so word spread like wildfire. Every single farm owner got over there to see what was happening, cheering that this douche finally got what was coming for him, after ripping off so many people. It was amazing. This dude had 14 years to make this farm his little hidey hole, making money out of it. He'd split the whole community, gave us a bad name overall, and not even breeding chickens. He just had them to sell the eggs. SMH. The club held a meeting. We voted for his eviction. Had to, as of the rules. He got 15 against him. Just 3 voted for him to stay. Sounds like a bully who, when confronted, was a little chicken. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.